It is a long-awaited moment for the residents of Kokvelia, the official opening of a newly reconstructed irrigation scheme.
Oh, little? Yeah, because we need water. Okay.
I take this opportunity, thank you very much, sir, for all the work that you have done. As a result, now all these people, all these the villagers, they are going to get benefit out of it.
I'm very, very happy to see all this infrastructure that hopefully will help you to develop your livelihoods, to increase your income and to come back to this place that you have been displaced for so many years.
Actually, tremendous work has been implemented by the IOM. We get together while we are doing the planning, and we used to give our requirement and a need assessment, and we will have the very frequent discussion about this implementation process and methodology, how they should coordinate with the district as well as the division, including the village level. It was a wonderful process.
The northern province of Sri Lanka is recovering from the destruction brought about by nearly 3 decades of warfare between the government of Sri Lanka and the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, which ended in May 2009. Currently, displaced returning populations face numerous challenges, of which the most crucial are the availability of services and facilities, as well as economic opportunities. In 1985, the entire village of Kokvelia in the Vaunia district fled due to intense fighting in the area. Since January 2010, 155 families have begun to return, rebuilding their homes and restarting their traditional livelihood activities. The villagers are mostly farmers, who used to cultivate approximately 450 acres of farmland prior to displacement. Their irrigation system for retaining and channeling water was heavily damaged during the conflict. And as a result, the farmers have until now only been able to cultivate approximately 100 out of the 450 acres.
අපි 2010 4 වතාවට තමයි කොක්විලිට ආවේ. කොක්විලි ගම්මාන කියන්නේ අපි උපන් ගමට ආවේ. ඒ එන වෙලාවේ සම්පූර්ණයෙන් වල් බිහි වෙලා තිබුණේ. මේ ගමක් නෙවෙයි කැලයක් තිබෙන විශාල කැලයක්. ඉතින් ඒ කැලේ තමයි ඉතින් අපි ඇවිල්ලා ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ඉස්කෝලේ ගොඩනැගිල්ල තිබුණා විනාශ වෙලා නැතුව. අනිත් ගොඩනැගිලි ඔක්කොගෙම වහලවල් මුකුත් නැහැ. බිත්ති කඩා වැටිලා නටබුම් විතරයි තිබුණේ. දැන් අවුරුදු 2කමාර වෙනකොට අපිට ලොකු දියුණුවක් තියෙනවා. ඒක ඇත්තටම දියුණුව දැනටම පෙනෙනවනේ. දැනටම පෙනෙනවා කියන්නේ දෙවිද මිනිස්සුත් අපේ කුඹුරු සමහර දැන් කුඹුරු කරන්න බැරි අයගේ කුඹුරු බද්දට හරි අරගෙන ඒගොල්ලොත් දැන් කරනවා. நாங்கள் 2000 ஆண்டு இடம்பெயர்ந்து மடுவு கதியாக போயிருந்தாங்க. திருப்பி இங்கே வந்து பார்த்தா எல்லாம் இந்த ஒரு கிராமம் பாலடைஞ்சும் ஒரு பின்தங்கியும் ஒரு தொழில்கள் செய்யாத முடிய இல்லாத ஒரு மயானம் மாதிரி ஒரு இதுவாக இருந்தது. இப்போ கடவுளேண்டு எல்லாம் தொழில் செய்யக்கூடியதாக இருக்குது. தண்ணி வசதிகள் வயல்கள் கமம் அங்கேயும் போய் வரக்கூடியதாக இருக்குது. இப்போ சமாதானம் வந்துட்டு அந்த நேரம் பிரச்சனை. இப்போ அதெல்லாம் சமாதானம் தீர்ந்து பிரச்சனை இல்லாமல் இருக்கிறோம் ஒற்றுமையாக. சகோதரங்கள் மாதிரி நாங்கள் தமிழ் சிங்களம் முஸ்லீம் அண்டு இல்லாமல் எல்லாரும் ஒற்றுமையாக ஒரே இதில் இருக்கிறோம்.
Kokvelia is a predominantly Sinhala village, neighbouring 5 Tamil villages with which it shared positive social and economic relations in the past. However, conflict-generated displacement has frayed and severed ties built over generations. The construction of a new road across the Bund will increase contact, reviving disrupted joint economic activities and improving inter-community social relations. Both communities are also able to jointly celebrate the Sinhala and Tamil New Year together in the spirit of unity. As IOM has consistently found, enhanced physical connectivity between communities often lays the much-needed foundations for increased social cohesion and sustainable peace.
1985 තිබුණු සුවදතාවයට වැඩි සුවදතාවයක් දැන් වර්ධනය වෙගෙන එනවා. නමුත් සමහරුන්ගේ යටිහිතේ අර සැකයක් බියක් තාම තියෙනවා. නමුත් දැන් ඇත්තටම අපි මේ 2000 11 අවුරුද්දේ දැන් අපි මේකක් කරා මේ අවුරුදු 20ක්. IOM ආයතනය තමයි පූර්ණ අනුග්‍රහය දැක්වේ යුද හමුදා කඳවුරෙන් ප්‍රාදේශීය ලේකම් කාර්යාලයෙන් පූර්ණ සහයෝගය දුන්නා. නමුත් අපට පෙනුණා එදා තරඟකරුවන් වුණත් අපේ කොක්වෙලිය ගම්මානයේ තරඟකරුවන් 5 දෙනෙක් එක ඉසව්වකට ඉදිරිපත් වෙනවා නම් අපට ද්‍රවිඩ ගම්මාන වලින් තරඟකරුවන් 10ක් විතර එක තරඟ ඉසව්වකට ඉදිරිපත් වුණා. ඒකෙන් පෙනුණා ඇත්තටම සුහදතාවය හොඳට. නමුත් පන්සලේ ඒ වගේම පන්සලේ උත්සවයක් තිබුණා මුල්ගල තියෙන උත්සවයක්. ඒ උත්සවයටත් 150ක් විතර ද්‍රවිඩ ජනතාව සහභාගී වුණා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඉදිරියේදී ඊට වැඩිය හැම දෙයකටම සහභාගී වෙයි කියන හැඟීම අපේ තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මේ සුහදතාවය වර්ධනය වෙනවා.
The reconstruction and renovated infrastructure facilities have been handed over to the Department of Agrarian Development, which is responsible for its management and maintenance. All relevant government stakeholders and their technical departments, as well as the local community-based organizations and structures, have been actively engaged, supporting and assisting the returning communities.
We started this program in 2006. So we're now running into 6 years of what I think is definitely successful implementation. We've achieved most of our targets, and I think we've actually gone beyond them in many ways. We've had actually remarkable success in the district of Vunya, actually bringing together some displaced Sinhalese with displaced Tamils. So we're very happy about that component. This is the time to really get the north back on its feet, and not just the north. We're also working in the central highlands amongst communities that have been affected by landslides. This is a remarkable opportunity this time right now, post-war, post-conflict, for Sri Lanka to really increase the rate of economic development, which it is doing. And of course, we know there are these large infrastructure projects and so forth. So I think in many ways this kind of program complements the larger development projects, the infrastructure projects, by really working at the grassroots level and making sure that some of the more vulnerable people are not left behind in this rapid march towards greater development. I think also what has been a remarkable success in this program that we work very hard on is linking different government and community structures. So we work closely with the central authorities, this means at the ministerial level as well as the presidential task force, along with the local and provincial authorities and, for example, the women's rural development societies and so forth. And I think our upcoming challenge is now bringing the private sector more into this equation and really looking at market linkages and so forth.
This is the primary objective of the broader Community Stabilization and Development Program of IOM, called the Transition Initiative for the Sustainable Return and Reintegration of Internally Displaced Persons in Sri Lanka. It aims at supporting the sustainable return and socio-economic recovery of conflict-affected populations in 4 districts of the Northern Province, as well as natural disaster-affected people in 1 district of the Central Province. The approach, defined under 3 key result areas, focuses on strengthening local government, technical line department and other livelihood-related community structures by improving outreach and service provision mechanisms, reconstruction of critical community assets and infrastructure, with a focus on urgent community needs and vulnerabilities, strengthening the social dimensions that impact project sustainability and the overall stability of the community. The 3-year Community Development Programme, implemented by IOM, is funded under the Australian Community Rehabilitation Programme, or ACRP, of the Australian Agency for International Development, AUSAID.
So as you can see, IOM has been and continues to be a valuable partner in furthering Australia's objectives in Sri Lanka. Our objectives here are to help deliver a stable, economically resilient and socially cohesive nation. We're particularly pleased with the way IOM is working with the Government of Sri Lanka, with local agencies and particularly community-based organisations to deliver this project. Through this project and its work under the ACRP, the IOM is making a significant contribution to Sri Lanka's long-term development. We're very pleased to be able to work with them as an implementing partner, and we wish them and the beneficiaries of their projects all the very best.
In Kilinochchi and Mullaitivu, two of the worst conflict-affected districts, IOM's intervention contributes to the development of the dairy sector, earmarked as a critical sector, requiring urgent attention by the Sri Lankan government and local communities alike.
நாங்கள் மேற்கொடி அமர்ந்து இங்கே வந்த பிறகு ஒரு பொருளுமே இல்லாமல் தான் வந்த நாங்கள் சுய தொழிலுக்காக ஒன்றுமே இல்லாத எங்களுக்கு இப்போ ஐஓ நிறுவனம் இந்த மாட்டுத் திட்டத்தை தந்த நூடாக எங்களுக்கு வாழ்க்கை தரத்தை உயர்த்தக்கூடியதாக இருக்குது. அத்தோடு இந்த மாட்டினூடாக மாட்டின் கழிவை வைத்து நான் கூட்டறு தயாரித்து நாங்கள் விவசாயம் செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். அந்த கூட்டறுவூடாக இப்போ யூரியா தான் வாங்கி போட்டு கொண்டிருந்த நாங்கள் இப்போது நாங்கள் 2-3 மாதமாக கூட்டறுவை தான் போட்டு நாங்கள் அந்த காய்கறிகளை விற்பனை செய்யக்கூடியதாக இருக்கின்றது. வருமானம் அதிலிருந்து கூடுதலாக இருக்கின்றது. யூரியா போடுறதை விட கூட்டறு போடுறபடியாக வருமானம் மற்ற பிள்ளைகளுக்கும் நோய் தாக்கம் இல்லாத மரக்கறியாகவும் இருக்கிறது. ஏன்னா அந்த குழந்தைகள் எத்தனையோ நாள் பாக்கெட்டுகள் வேண்டிய இல்லாமல் காசு இல்லாமல் அழுத வரலாறு இருக்குது. அந்த வரலாறு இப்போது இல்லை. காலை மாலையும் பால் நன்றாக குடிக்கிறார்கள்.
The development of the dairy sector was planned to be implemented in 2 stages by IOM. The first is the provision of improved breeds of cattle, fodder grass and cow sheds with cattle management training provided by the veterinary surgeons of the Provincial Department for Animal Production and Health. The second stage is the establishment of milk sales outlets that will be run by the Livestock Breeders Cooperative Society and will provide access to markets for the farmers and will increase the consumption of fresh milk and related products by the local population, especially children.
This is a comprehensive dairy project. This is not only supplying a cow or supplying a milk can, they touch into the base of the production. That means the farmers' livestock. And from there, the collection of milk and marketing of milk. Actually, they are doing a lot of training programs through this. And they are helping us, the department, to improve the service providing activities of the department by they are going to train some animators from the village areas. And the animators will help us because the Department of Animal Production Health can't only work in the whole area. This is a very huge area covering by 4 veterinary ranges. Only we have 3 veterinary surgeons and about 6 livestock development assistants. With this small group of staff, we can't cover the whole districts. So these animators introduced by the IOM will definitely help us to reach the service to the people in the grassroots level. And also they are providing some marketing opportunities here. They are going to establish a milk processing center, small scale milk processing center. So by introducing the milk sale outlet in this area, people are promoted to drink more milk and milk products.
The project has also supported job creation through the recruitment of 15 livestock development animators. They are providing extension services, ensuring more effective outreach to the farmers.
இந்த மாவட்டத்தில் தொழில் இல்லாத பிரச்சனை நிலவர இதில் எங்களுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல தொழில் வாய்ப்பு கிடைச்சிருக்கு. இந்த தொழிலில் கிடைக்கிற அனுபவத்தை வச்சுக்கொண்டு சில வேளைகளில் இந்த வேலை இல்லாமல் போனால் கூட நாங்கள் ஒரு மாடு வளர்ப்பு வச்சு ஒரு பண்ணையாளராக வரக்கூடிய சந்தர்ப்பம் அனுபவம் கிடைச்சிருக்குது. அதாவது நாங்கள் இந்த பண்ணையாளர்களை சந்தித்து மாடுகளை பார்வையிடுவதன் மூலம் அவர்களுக்கு ஏற்படக்கூடிய பிரச்சனைகள் மற்ற அந்த மாடு சினைப்படுத்தல் மாட்டுக்கு ஏற்படுகிற அந்த வருத்தத்தில் எதுவும் செத்தாலும் அதை இன்சூரன்ஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய அந்த அப்படியான உதவிகளை செய்வதன் மூலம் மற்றது பால் உற்பத்தி அதிகரிக்கிறது சந்தைப்படுத்தல போன்ற விஷயங்களில் பங்களிப்பு செய்யக்கூடிய மாதிரி இருக்குது. ஏற்கனவே எங்களுக்கு ஒரு 2 கிழமை ட்ரைனிங் தந்து தான் இந்த திட்ட இணைப்பாளரை நாங்கள் தெரிவு செய்யப்பட்டு ஃபீல்டில் வேலை செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். இதன் மூலம் நாங்கள் அந்த ட்ரைனிங் மூலம் மாடு வளர்ப்பு சம்மந்தமான நிறைய விஷயங்களை கற்றுக்கொண்டதால் எங்களுக்கு ஒரு மாடு வளர்ப்பில் அனுபவம் கிடச்சிருக்கு. அதை விட ஏஐ செய்கிறதுக்கு நாங்கள் டாக்டர்மாரோட இப்போ போய் அந்த பயிற்சி இதுகளில் ஈடுபட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். தொடர்ந்து எங்களுக்கு அந்த ட்ரைனிங் டிப்ளமா செய்கிறதுக்கு 15 கொடுத்துருக்கோம். அது கிடைச்சா எங்களுக்கு இந்த தொழில் மூலம் மேலதிகமான வருமானத்தை பெறக்கூடிய மாதிரி இருக்கும்.
The Central Province is a high-risk area for natural disasters, such as landslides, high winds, cyclones and flooding. The government advisory body on construction and disaster mitigation, the National Building and Research Organization, has identified several high landslide-prone areas across the Hanguranketha division, as well as 88 highly vulnerable families currently living in substandard conditions in remote high-risk areas.
ජොන්සන් වත්තේ හම්බෙලා තියෙන ඉඩම ඉතින් අපිට ආරක්ෂාව තියෙනවා කියලා හිතෙනවා. ඒකින්ද හිතෙන්ට අපි යනවා. අත්‍තරම ඉතින් දුකයි ඉතින් උපන් ගේ දාලා යන එක යන්නේ. ඒ වුණාට ඉතින් අර වහිනකොට තියෙන නායෑමේ අවදානම ඒ බයත් එක්ක ඉතින් තමයි අර මේ දැකගන්නේ කොහොමද අර එන්නේ කියලා. ඒ තියෙන ලොකු බය තමයි ඉතින් ඒකත් එක්ක ඉතින් යන එක හොඳයි කියලා හිතෙනවා. ඒ ගියාට පස්සේ සුවන්රේගාවක් හරි කරගෙන ළමයි ටිකට අනාගතේ හදලා දීලා ඉතින් හොඳ පසුබිමක් හදාගන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
In a bid to support landslide-affected populations in the Central Province, the government of Sri Lanka set up a relocation project in Johnsland, a former tea estate. The main focus of the IOM intervention is centered on improvements to community infrastructure that will improve general transportation and access to primary resources, services and markets for livelihood activities. IOM has already constructed 5 main internal access roads and is in the process of establishing a main water transmission line in partnership with the National Water Supply and Drainage Board, allowing relocated households access to domestic and drinking water. Community disaster management committees will be established to improve emergency response through village-level disaster management and mitigation trainings. Water sanitation and hygiene promotion campaigns and education programs have already been conducted by the Ministry of Health and the National Building Research Organization, focusing on land conservation and best practices in construction. The contribution of the IOM program towards the improvement of inter- and intra-community social relations between diverse groups is best illustrated in its Jaffna district project, where the majority of the local population is engaged in the fishery sector. Madhagal is the anchoring point and the central location where the local fishermen engage in their livelihood activities. Previously, a portion of Madhagal was designated as a high security zone, preventing fishing communities resettling permanently in the coastal area. The fishermen were compelled to travel daily over long distances from where they temporarily reside, carrying their fishing gear, boat engines and equipment back and forth.
They vacated Madhagal in 1992 and actually part of them returned in 2002, but they are refused to come to the sea because this part of the sea is a high security zone. And actually the Navy has allowed us to come to the sea and gave access to go to the sea in 2009. When they came to the sea to do their fishing, actually they were having only this step pump. There's wooden pieces to go to the sea. And now you could see there are around 200 boats in our village to go to the sea actually. We have come from Teppam to boat. And now today actually we have applied, 5 members of our village have applied to the Bank of Ceylon and various banks for multi-day boats, that is billions.
The project supports the socio-economic recovery of 416 vulnerable fishing families, represented by 6 fishery cooperative societies, traditionally divided along lines of religion and caste, but now working towards the common goal of uplifting their livelihoods. IOM constructed a fish market and a multi-purpose storage facility with water and sanitation. In addition, with the technical support of the Jaffna College of Fisheries and Nautical Engineering, 42 fishing cooperative society members have been given boat engine repair and maintenance, as well as marine chart reading, communication and satellite trainings. The newly built fish market has enabled fishermen to auction their daily catch directly to regional buyers, circumventing the middleman system, thereby allowing for increased profit.
முதலாவதாக நான் இந்த எங்களுக்கு நிதி வழங்கிய ஆஸ்திரேலிய அரசாங்கத்துக்கும் ஐயோஎம் நிறுவனத்துக்கும் இந்த நேர வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அடுத்தது இந்த நாங்கள் நீண்ட நாளாக நமக்கு இது ஒரு அத்தியாவசிய தேவையாக இருந்தது. எங்களோட மக்கள் வெளித்தரைகள்லையும் இந்த சின்ன பந்தல்களையும் படுத்து மழை காலத்தில் நனைந்து வெயிலில் காய்ந்து தான் இந்த தொழிலை செய்து கொண்டிருந்தவை. இந்த இயந்திரங்கள் வச்சு பாதுகாக்கிறதுக்கு இடம் இல்லாமல் பெரிய கஷ்டப்பட்டவை. இன்றைக்கு இந்த 2 கட்டிடமும் கிடைச்ச காரணத்தால் நாம் இந்த மீன்களை கொண்டு வந்து ஏலமிடுவதற்கு ஒரு நல்ல வசதி ஏற்படுத்தி தந்தபடியால் நமக்கு அந்த மீன்கள் பதங்கிடாமல் நல்ல விலைக்கு விற்கிறதுக்கு அவைகளுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல வாய்ப்பு கிடைச்சிருக்கு. இதால் முந்தி கிடைச்ச விலைகளை விட அதிகமான விலை கிடைச்சி கொஞ்சம் ஆதாயம் அடைந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். அடுத்து இந்த இளைப்பாற்று மண்டபம் எங்களுக்கு ஒரு வரப்பிரசாதம். என்னென்றால் நீண்ட நாளாக இவைகளை தாங்கி படுத்திருந்து தொழிலுக்கு போகிறதுக்கு மிகவும் கஷ்டப்பட்டு கொண்டு வந்தவர்.
And while focusing on income generation and poverty alleviation, the project is clearly generating greater trust and cooperation among the various social groups.
This infrastructure actually a very big milestone for these 6 societies. Actually we have 2 basic castes in Madagal to bring them together, and also 2 major religions in Madagal, that is Hinduism and Christianity, coming together in one place and making their own catch and sell in one place.
Barely halfway through a 3-year project cycle, the IOM program has already begun to make significant impact. As a direct result of project activities, 3,600 families and 30 community-based organizations in the northern and central provinces have already benefited from improved infrastructure facilities, improved livelihoods and economic development, and a conducive environment in which communities of diverse backgrounds are able to engage and interact with each other. As the CRP project develops, IOM will continue to assist its current beneficiaries in transition, while extending much-needed assistance to other communities. IOM works to build strong foundations in community resilience, peace and prosperity in the post-conflict period, as displaced populations start over again and face a new beginning.